Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia 5th Edition. And now, when we left off, I had a quest to deliver a letter to Maple Edge Castle for Grandmaster Tenalia, and I did just that, and then I decided that it would be a good idea. Something possessed me to do this. I'm not entirely sure why I did it, but nevertheless, I went from the south of Maple Edge Castle, and I went to the nearest village of Shepesht, and I thought, well, we have a cattle quest here. 7 heads of cattle we need to deliver to Bourbon, and I decided to get it from the furthest away village ever. So, yes, what I've been doing is travelling all the way from Shepesht, all the way along here, over the bridge, and then south down to Bourbon, and as you see, you do need to drive the cattle onward. There is no following cattle in this mod. So, let us attempt to get them the last ways here. Yes, there we go. Thank you very much. We brought 7 heads of cattle, and now we can hopefully speak to the elder, and hopefully we'll be able to gain a rather significant amount of relation with this village. As a result, we should level up, as well as, of course, be able to recruit a lot more volunteers from here in the future. Do we want to ask him for any more tasks? No, they don't need anything else. Unfortunate, because it would be rather nice to increase our relations so much that they actually give us a huge amount of volunteers. As you can see here, we already have 3, but yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more than that, maybe 6, but how much relation do we actually have here now? 6, okay, well, I think once we make it to 10, it should have a bigger effect. But as you see, we are actually out of food now, because it took me so long to get all the way over there to Bourbon. So, we're going to be heading over to Kudan, I believe. Hopefully, before we have any issues with morale. I think we should be okay. We are at excellent morale? No, we're at average. Oh, okay. That's a little bit dicey. Well, nevertheless, we do have a huge amount of loot here anyway to sell. I'll be selling the banish. I don't think that would be too useful at the moment, and we'll sell everything else that we have. The only thing we need is our holy symbol, of course, and a little bit of food to accompany that. Yes, okay, I think that should be fine for the foreseeable future. Now, I've read your comments regarding what kind of units we should include in our army composition. Now, I have kept the orcs and various other units with us, but what I have done is I have tagged them. As you see, I have tagged them as sinners, and yes, every single one of these sinner units will be charging straight on into our opponents, whatever we may face. They are going to be just charging straight on, and if they manage to survive, miraculously, then I will change them to the redeemed tag, and they will have earned a place in our army. So I think that is what we will do to newly acquired troops, and as I say, if they manage to survive an encounter with our opponents, then they will have earned their place. So, without further ado, let's head over to Marnid. Now, he has a large amount of trade skill, but I don't believe we will need him to be a trader, because we are going to be gaining a huge amount of charisma, thanks to our faith skill, and so this gives me problems. I'm not entirely sure what to do with him. He has 1 in first aid and 1 in wound treatment, so we could, in theory, make him a medic. But, saying that, we have 1 in surgery, 1 in wound treatment already. Bundak has 2 in first aid, so that would be somewhat pointless, perhaps. So, I think what we might want to do... Should we make him into a magic user? I'm not entirely sure. Should we make him into a cleric? Maybe that would work. He only has 6 in charisma, though. Okay. Well, I'm really unsure here. Maybe we should make him into a cleric. That would be pretty impressive, I think. Okay, let's do that. And you can always tell me if this is a bad idea, but yeah, he is only level 2, so we can very easily change this, and I suppose faith is not a bad skill to have all around, but yeah, okay. If it is going to be bad, then please let me know, and we'll see what we can do about that. But yes, I think we can, of course... Oh. We can, of course, do this, but it requires 15,000 dinars, so, Maybe not just yet. Well, nevertheless, we do now have a level with Vederan as well, which is even better, so we can increase his... What were we going to do here? We could go for some more charisma, but that would take us, well, 3 more levels to get to 18. But now, what we could do is increase our leadership, we could increase our prisoner management, we could get some entertainment as well. As that obviously helps you perform in towns, it can help you get some money, renown, right to rule, and increase your party morale, which is nothing to sniff at, to be honest. That is actually pretty good. But as it stands at the moment, I think we probably just want to go for intelligence, and then get some more leadership, as well as prisoner management. Because even though they are prisoners, I think we could probably convert them. That would be rather cool. I think that would also follow the, I suppose, role-playing aspect of our character at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to persuade, or at least convert, this peasant woman to our ways. And, wait a minute, that's not how you do it. We head into the camp, and we take an action, recruit some of our prisoners. You offer your prisoners freedom if they agree to join you as soldiers. No one accepts the offer. That is very unfortunate. Well, it does appear as though I am going to be selling them into slavery, perhaps, if I can find... Ah, okay. It appears that there are no ransom brokers. However, we have found Dashavi here, as well as Nizar and Ninok. I believe Ninok is a new companion, so shall we head over to her and see? Aha! Oh, perhaps what kind of technician are you? Well, seeing as we are a holy man, we may not believe in these newfangled ideas. I am the greatest engineer in the land of Calradia. I could build you fabulous siege engines to destroy your foes. If you have a castle, I could build ramparts that were impregnable. I can create weapons of mass destruction. Well, I could do all these things and more, but, well, in theory, of course, I actually haven't had much of a chance to try out my designs. But I have the technical skills beyond comparison and a brilliant mind for destruction. Well... Okay, we'll give her a go, and we'll see. Thanks, boss. Okay, well, let me know about any new companions, and I'm not entirely sure whether she really fits our motives, but I do think that Dashavi fits our motives. Yes, okay, this is definitely the kind of companion that we could run with, I think. Yes, okay, why not? She has always been a very faithful companion in the past, at least, and I always think that is a rather nice thing to do, to get one of those companions. And now, is there anyone else here? It does not appear that is the case, unfortunate. But, nevertheless, okay. What are we going to do now? I think we probably want to head over to one of the vassals in Blazing Hand lands, and maybe get a task from them, maybe enroll as a mercenary with the Blazing Hand. And also, what we do need to make sure of is we fight some skeletons, because one of you stated that you'd like to see what Turn Undead does, and I would also like to see that, and I'm not entirely sure why I didn't try that versus the other skeletons that we fought, but it does appear it slipped my mind a little bit. So, yes, let's try to actually increase our relation as well with the Blazing Hand, because one of you told me that you can actually recruit female units, and in essence, they're noble units, once you have 10 relation with the Blazing Hand. So that would actually be rather cool, and I think we might actually buy a loot in the future, because we might perform in one of the towns, and that may give us a little bit of a leg up in terms of renown and so forth. So yeah, maybe that would be a pretty cool idea to do, and it's something we haven't done before either. Of course, what I'm doing at the moment is just looking for that healing ring, because I am not entirely sure where it would be, but I'm pretty sure in Blazing Hand lands that would be the best idea. And oh, that's a very nice weapon, but unfortunately it is a piercing weapon. It does crush through blocks though, which would be pretty useful. Well, we don't have enough money at the moment, but yes, maybe in the future we'll be able to do that. So let us head over in this direction where we saw Grandmaster Tenalia before, but I'm pretty sure she's moved on since then, but you never know. And I think as a result of me searching for her in this vast landscape, I am going to be cutting away, and hopefully I will find her very soon. Okay, so I have encountered Sir Kaygar, and I'm not entirely sure, but it does appear as though... Oh my goodness. Maybe now I'll take your banner and your cattle and your life. Oh my goodness, that's a new option. Okay, I haven't seen that one before, but I don't believe we will be using it at this point. But I would like to ask him where Grandmaster Talalia is. She's close to Wintershore. Do you have any tasks? Aha! A mercenary campaign. I think I'm actually going to do this because one of you raised a very good point in the comments, and that was that they cover most of your troop wages. And as I knew that previously, I was half-half, and that has convinced me rather considerably to do it. So we are going to do that. And there it is, 400 dinars. We are at war, of course, against the undead, the Delthasum Empire themselves, which we previously worked for. They are now our opponents. So, let us now move on. I suggest you prepare for a serious campaign. Train and equip your soldiers as best you can in the meantime. Aha. Do you have any other tasks? This piece with the elves ill suits me. Oh no, he is a warmonger, this particular fellow, so I am going to be leaving him to it. And now that we have joined them as a mercenary, we do actually have the ability to recruit the female units, because we have 12 relations, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. And Wintershore is in the same direction, so hopefully we'll come across... Yes, there we go! Come across Grandmaster Talalia herself, and hopefully we will be able to speak to her about this. Ah, unfortunate. Okay, what about this then? A group of my soldiers were captured in a recent skirmish. Thankfully, we have a mutual agreement of prisoner exchange, and they will release my men. But they want us to give them prisoners of equal rank and number. Oh, no! Okay, we need 6 mummy infantry as prisoner. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, let's do it, but I'm hoping that it will not affect her relation with us. Okay, this might actually be rather difficult, unless there are some bandits that also run around with mummies. That would be pretty cool, but nevertheless we are here, and we can now recruit some troops, as you can see here. We have female undead hunters and male undead hunters. I believe we are going to be taking the females. And there we are, 8 units, Blazing Hand female novices, and 2 Blazing Hand nuns join our cause. That is great. Let us get them up here, and they will hopefully level up in no time. Now, we have a huge army size, so I think what I'll do is I'll cut away. I will recruit as many units as I can from Mistwick, Icewild, and various other villages in the vicinity, and then we will be heading down to Delthasum Empire lands, and hopefully we will find some mummies. It might be a little difficult to do that, but I will attempt it. And so I will see you soon. Okay, so as I was making my way down to Warband to buy our last amount of food, we have come across some skeletons, and yes, they are actually surrounding us at this time. Now, I will show you, of course, once we get back onto the world map, but that, of course, depends on whether we are able to prevail in this endeavor. So, let us now charge the enemy. And, of course, I will tell all of our sinners to charge straight on in there, and we will see how well they do. And I will tell our other units to hold position, because, of course, that is what our sinners are for. They are proving their mettle, and it does appear as though they're actually doing a pretty reasonable job, these orc riders. The caravan guard was knocked unconscious, so he is worthy of our attentions. And, oh yes, we do need to use Turn Undead, don't we? So let's do that, shall we? You cannot turn undead while mounted. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, what about using Flame Strike? Oh yes, there we go. We used Flame Strike a little bit, and our horse actually got taken out. No problem at all. That is unfortunate. Well, I actually think we need to tell our units to charge in now. Oh no. Tell our units to charge in! Ah. Oh, wait, I can still charge them in here. Great. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, it does appear as though these skeletons mean business. Xanaver also means business, and he has advanced to level 2. And Ninok is doing a great job as well. And it does appear most of our orcs and bandits were killed. So, yes, let the Lord sort them out, I suppose. But yes, we are going to be winning this thanks to our Blazing Hand footmen. We are losing a lot of our monks, but I do think that is the cost of victory. And, of course, the ones that survive will become stronger. That is just what we want, of course. Now, if I had been a little better in my actions there, I probably wouldn't have died as easily, because, of course, running in there and using Flame Strike without knowing what it entirely does is probably not a good idea, but nevertheless we were able to prevail. We lost 24 units to death, which is a little unfortunate, but we gained 7 renown, 7 morale as a result, and a huge amount of loot as well, which is always a good thing to see. And I'm hoping for some gloves, so we don't have any of those at the moment. There we are, thank you very much. And as you see here, we are surrounded by a couple of skeletons. So, seeing as my horse is dead, I am going to just be running around on the battlefield now. And we are very low HP, 20%. But we can now gain a huge amount of Blazing Hand infantry, as well as Blazing Hand footmen. That is great. And, oh yes, 19 more monks to the ranks, as well as some more nuns. Ferentis has advanced in level as well. Let's get him some more strength, increase his power strike, and that will be fine. There we are, and Xanaver has also advanced, which is great. So, let's see, what are we going to spec him into? Well, seeing as he already has 3 in power draw, we probably want to just increase his strength, get him some more Iron Flesh, make sure he survives as much as possible, and then level up his archery proficiency as well, and that will be that. So, these are the units that have survived, so it does appear as though they are now redeemed, and I am going to be retagging them then. Okay, so as you see here, they are now redeemed, and we are going to be entering combat with these units here. Let's make sure that we are a little bit more tactical this time around, shall we? We only have 40 troops available for this fight, so what I'll be doing is healing ourselves up as quickly as we can, and then I will be getting our spiritual hammer out because I love that, and then we are going to be blessing our units. Oh yes, let's do this. Okay, everyone hold position. We want to make sure that we are not going to be surrounded too easily. Now, do bear in mind that we do have some Blazing Hand infantry now, whereas before we didn't. So hopefully these guys will have their own set of abilities that they will be able to use. And what else do we want to use? We want to use Turn Undead, that is for sure. So let's try to do that. Turns or destroys nearby undead. Ah, well that's very nice to know, isn't it? Okay, so let's get ready, shall we? Ah, they are firing some bows, so I'm a little bit unsure of that. Okay, oh, they do actually have some. They have some spells here, and I am going to be using Turn Undead. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Can I use it again? No, it appears not. That is unfortunate. Okay, well, I was able to use it once, and I did 500 damage to the enemy units surrounding us there, so yep, I suppose that is pretty considerable, yes. Wow, I did not expect that to do so much damage, but there it is, wow. That was incredible. We have advanced to level 6 as a result of that as well, so it does appear as though fighting undead units is definitely the way to go. So I'm thinking we might actually be able to take on some of the vassals from the Dalthasm Empire with these skills. If they use a lot of, well, a lot of those kinds of units, a lot of undead units, then we should, in theory, be able to take them on with ease. But, you never know. Maybe they'll pull something out of the bag. They are assuredly going to have a lot of mages, which is not good at all. So, hopefully, hopefully we'll get a good opportunity. And, oh my, oh yes, hello. Yes, we're going in here. These guys, did you see? I don't know whether you saw, but these guys have prisoners of golems. They have some golems in their prisoners' hold. We are going to make very good use of that. And what's happened to my Turn Undead spell here? I'm not entirely sure about that. Hopefully it will come back at some point in the future. Goodness me. Okay, well, I've blessed everyone, thankfully enough, so let's use our spiritual hammer. And we will welcome these very few amounts of skeletal units. No idea how they were able to take these golems prisoner, because as you know, golems are very powerful, or at least they were in the previous version. I'm pretty sure they should be around the same strength in this, but who knows? Come on, take them down, guys. Don't let them push you around. They're only bones. Yes. Okay, wait a minute. We need to take that guy out. Let's try and... yes, I was hoping for Flame Strike, but I don't have enough spiritual power for that. So, instead, I'm going to throw my hammer. Okay, no. That does not work. Note to self, never throw your hammer. That's never a good idea. Okay, it does appear as though this skeleton is going to be escaping, unfortunately enough. But, yes, I was actually hoping some of our cavalry units would show themselves, but it appears that they are still unconscious. And... what's happening here? It does appear as though we have one enemy remaining, but there's one here, and one here on the battle map. That is rather impressive. Okay. Interesting. Okay, never mind. We have succeeded. Oh, never mind. It does not appear we have succeeded. We do need to charge at our opponent. Still no cavalry. That is why I am hoping the female Blazing Hand units that we recruited from the Blazing Hand Temple will be able to level up into some very powerful cavalry units, and no doubt they will show us what real power is. So, let's see here. Oh, no, wait a minute. There's actually a red enemy in our midst here. I'm not entirely sure who that is. Do you see that? It's just a different color. Oh, it's because it's one of our redeemed units. Ah, wonderful. Okay. Oh, my bad. I have not actually made additional tags for quite some time, so yes, that's probably why I'm a little bit unfamiliar with it. But there it is, the last remaining skeleton taken out, and as you see here, we have clay golems, stone golems, and iron golems. Oh yes, look at that. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to be taking these. I do believe they are going to be very useful, and hopefully they're not unholy. Are they unholy units? They're not really unholy, are they? Maybe they are, but they're so good. How can we pass those up? Our first Blazing Hand Inquisitor as well, by the way. That's pretty nice. And let's get some more infantry as well. Okay, well, to illustrate how absolutely amazing those units are, I think we should probably take a look at the Iron Golem's stats. Look at how large he is. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely where we want to make sure that we keep this guy alive. I mean, look at it. 11 Iron Flesh, 10 Power Strike, 10 Magic Defense. Wow. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he's going to be staying with us, or at least I hope he's going to be staying with us. He'll enter at the end of the battle so that we don't actually have too many overpowered units at the start. And now we actually have a level with Vederan. So, where are we going to head to now? I think we probably want to get some more charisma now, because I think we have a pretty reasonable amount of prisoner management now, and I think maybe what we'll do is actually level up our surgery, make sure that we don't lose more units. I think that should be fine. And we'll increase our throwing skill, because who knows, whenever we're going to throw our hammer, we'll be like Thor and actually maybe hit every now and again. But, we actually have a couple more skeletons that I wouldn't mind fighting, so we're going to head over here, take these guys on, and we'll see what we can do. Now, yes, you don't need to charge in now. You have been redeemed, Orc unit, and we do have these fellows here. Well, see, the thing is, maybe I should have made them into sinners, because, well, technically they're not, you see. They're not sinners at all. They're actually just creations. So you could, I suppose, push the argument forward, saying that they are abominations of life, and they are not real, but they're so powerful. We have to use them, surely. Look at this. Okay. Well, if one of them dies here, then that will just be the way things have to be, but if they don't, then they will join our ranks, I suppose. Yes, why not? And we have a turn undead spell, which I'm going to be running into the middle of their units and using. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sold. I love the turn undead spell now. That is amazing. I did not imagine that it was going to be this powerful, but goodness me. That is impressive. Can you just imagine if the Delthasum Empire has undead units? You run into the middle of their units and then just use that and they all perish before you? Wow. That is going to be a sight to behold, that is for sure. And yes, I'm going to be wanting to take this Masterwork Sword, that is for sure. Maybe we'll give it to one of our companions, perhaps. I think that would probably be a good idea. Ninok has advanced to level 2 as well. Let's just level up more of our other units here. And talk to Ninok, and then we will see what she can spec into. Now, she has no doubt got some engineering? Yes, 3 in engineering. Okay, so she's going to be our engineer by the looks of things. We probably want to increase that even further, just in case we do decide to, I suppose, siege something? Are we going to siege something that soon? I'm not entirely sure. We probably need a couple of mages, maybe? I'm not entirely sure about that either. I think mages may be a little bit overkill, because we are about to get some Blazing Hand Inquisitors. So, I think what we'll do is... I think we'll increase her Iron Flesh. I know some of you think that that is a rather useless skill, but I'm not entirely sure what to get otherwise, and it does improve her survivability a little bit. I'm having a hard time even convincing myself, so yeah, she is only level 2, so if it is a mistake, then so be it. And yes, it does appear as though Iron Golems, of course, stayed alive. They have so much HP, I don't believe it is even possible for them to get killed. But there is another band of skeletons over here, but I think what I will be doing is ending this episode off here, and next time on Phantasy Calradia, we will maybe actually be heading down to the Delthasum Empire and maybe even attempting to take on some of their vassals. And I think maybe what we'll do, actually, is just analyze whether their forces are all undead. Because if they are, then turn undead is going to be so powerful that it is something we are just not going to want to pass up. So, okay, I think what we want to do here is level up our magic defense, because if we don't have any magic defense at all, we are just going to absolutely fail. So let's try and get a little bit of that, and then some more throwing proficiency. Okay, well there it is. I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.